under the SIDBI Cluster Development Fund. So it's 100 crores for various projects that the state would like to take forward for MSMEs in the state.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Next one. Yes, okay.
So this is called the Swavalamban Connect Kendra. We will set up a help desk in every district. We are starting with 8 districts immediately, and then we'll follow it with another 8 districts. So the MSMEs, the local entrepreneurs, will get help to finally get connected to a bank for loans.
Great. Thank you very much.
So this is something I think we're all very happy to do, sir, to help sports develop in the country. We have very talented sportsmen, so this is a scholarship for sportsmen.
Great. Thank you very much.
So this is for the Seed Fund and Incubation Center.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for partnering.
Thank you
Look
so much.
forward to working together.
Absolutely, sir. My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, so that's a very long answer we'll have to give, but let me first say that it is SIDBI's role to create and help MSMEs develop across the country. And that is why SIDBI is the apex body for financing and developing MSMEs. So it is also our duty that we come to Nagaland and we help incubate more and more enterprises in Nagaland.
So when will this become operational?
So,
when will you start launching?
Yeah, so what we've already done in the recent past is that we have helped 75 enterprises to get created in Nagaland under what is known as the UN Empretech program. So we have assisted 75 enterprises and therefore 75 families, and we even took 5 of them to a world meet in Abu Dhabi, which was about, I think, a year ago, where they managed to showcase their talent to the rest of the world. So we have been working with IDAN. In fact, we find that IDAN has done some excellent work. We're very happy to work more and more with IDAN. So specifically what we are doing now is 100 crores for what is known as the Cluster Development Fund. This can be used for a variety of projects. It could be technical machines, it could be civil buildings, it could be even connecting one place to another, where we know that MSMEs are concentrated. So the whole idea is it can be even programs for, so there's a soft component and a hard component. So part of this 100 crores is more for the hard component, that is infra. We also have a soft component of skill and training. So that is one. The second is, of course, at every district to be able to provide a Swavalamban Connect Kendra. This is going to be a technical office where people will be able to come there, understand, I want to create some kind of a project, I want to do this kind of business, and we will have trained people who will be the locals. So we're not going to import people from outside. So people from that area will be trained and they will then man those offices, and they will be able to help people to create a proper DPR. So it's a detailed project report which will be able to go to a bank, and the bank will be able to assess it and give a loan. So that is one of the activities that it will do. It will also provide other assistance.
So you mentioned about help desk being set up in ed districts immediately. Can you name the districts?
So we are doing 8 districts in the first phase. I would not know the list of those districts, but we'll supply that to you subsequently. And then in the next phase, we'll do another 8.
What about the previous projects and funding that SIDBI had done in the state of Nagaland, like setting up CFCs or those things, especially in the eastern region as well?
So great point.
Yeah.
You're completely right. So that is called an MSE CDP program,
Okay.
which SIDBI is a implementing partner for the Ministry of MSME. So that is something which goes on its own. But these are projects which SIDBI is doing from money that is received from the government of India, and therefore SIDBI is handling it entirely.
Now that you have pledged funding for the projects, how would you ensure that these projects see the light of day on the ground?
Well, it's a great question. In fact, I'm so happy you're asking that, because every project must be fully monitored. So we have a team in Dimapur. So we have a branch here. We have our branch manager right there, and we are going to therefore be able to enhance our presence. And our understanding is that we will be taking people from within Nagaland itself to help us to go across different parts and therefore help those projects. So suppose they sanction a particular, so the sanction remains with the state government. So the state government can sanction a project, and then we will make sure that the implementing agencies are monitored. So we will get our own experts to come and have a monitoring of those projects.
So we cannot rule out political interference, I mean, when it comes to funding. So how would you ensure that, I mean, they are kept off as
So
the
we
project?
have our particular methods of involving independent agencies to do this monitoring, and that is what we have done across the country whenever we have handled these kinds of projects.
But Nagaland has a poor history of, projects not seeing the light of day. I mean, despite that,
I think we
you are
should
still
look to
come
the
here.
future. It's a better way of living life.
Yeah, let me give some examples where they are coming in. Okay, they are coming in with a proposal to support sportspersons from Nagaland. That is one part of the agreement that is coming in. Second, incubation support for entrepreneurs and business person from Nagaland. When we look at the Nagaland entrepreneur ecosystem, we have first generation entrepreneurs and second generation entrepreneurs mostly. Third generations are limited in number. So we need to train them to compete with entrepreneurs from outside and grow as business person. So they are coming in a big way to ensure that this ecosystem is built where people are able to grow, which is called incubation, acceleration. Acceleration means getting funds from outside. So all these ecosystem building activities are taken care from their end. When we see the larger perspective, fund is one aspect of the part. Second is the effort put on to building this ecosystem. They have been consistently doing with one project called EdriTech. Now they are coming with multiple projects. So one is SEK, like they have mentioned, you all must be knowing the difficulties of getting loans in remote areas because a person has to travel from the village, come for the DPR preparation and all. Now these centers will give them all access, including bank account opening, DPR preparation, and connect with the bank, and they will follow it up till it is facilitated. It's not like an agency signing it. They will be there with the beneficiary till it gets done. Either the loan is sanctioned or rejected by the bank due to some reason. So the whole process is going to be now monitored. They will be coming up with more solutions to those people getting benefits. That skilling will be done. Entrepreneurship development training will be there. It is not like one initiative taken and not being followed up. So jointly with Government of Nagaland, they are setting up a monitoring committee also. So this answers your question on these smaller projects or ecosystem building projects. We are talking about ecosystem building. Let's take the case of media personals also. We have to build a capacity or a media person's cafe where you all can have time to interact. This would be something coming up. This has to come up through some other source also. So these kind of engagements we are coming up with, and they are coming with the solutions for that. And the other area is seed fund for entrepreneurs, because some entrepreneurs, when they are growing, they may not be able to immediately put money, but they may be having very good idea of growth. So once these ideas are evaluated and found to be good, they will be providing a grant support to them through an open selection process. This is another area of engagement what they are coming into.
Yeah. Thank you.
I have a question. My question might not be valid here, but in line with my colleague who just asked regarding the carrying out of the MoUs. Has the SIDBI selected any non-political organization to carry out the schemes and regarding the MoUs that you have signed with the state government?
No, so I think the point is that we work with state governments across the country. So when it comes to the SCDF, that is the SIDBI Cluster Development Fund, this is a project that is run through the state governments. Our funding is on a subsidized interest, and therefore the state government has the responsibility to run the project. As he said, we will come in with a monitoring team and to ensure that the project is implemented. So that is how this particular project runs. The SCK is actually something which is more like a joint effort. So, we will bring in the skills for those people. We'll make sure that they are properly skilled. The State government, IDAN is looking at providing a facility. So it will be shared in a particular way. Much of the finance will come from SIDBI. And the monitoring of that is very interesting, and I'm happy you asked this question, that how many success cases are you seeing? So suppose there are 50 of you who come in over a period of 1 year. Now how many of those 50 have actually got a loan? That is really the question to ask. So I think, the monitoring and the evaluation of these schemes is quite easy to do.